All right. Let's dive a little deeper into what makes this 1978 Chevrolet Corvette such a special car. The C3 generation of the Corvette, which ran from 1968 to 1982, is one of the most iconic and recognizable designs in automotive history. With its long hood, short rear deck, and sweeping curves, the C3 Corvette is a true work of art on wheels. Under the hood, the 350 V8 engine is a tried-and-true power plant that's known for its reliability and performance. While it may not have the raw power of some of today's sports cars, it's still got plenty of grunt to get your heart racing. And with an automatic transmission, you can enjoy that classic V8 rumble without having to worry about shifting gears. The interior of the C3 Corvette is just as impressive as the exterior. With a spacious cabin and comfortable seats, it's a great car for long drives or weekend getaways. And with features like power steering and power brakes, you'll have no trouble navigating even the tightest corners or the busiest city streets. Of course, as with any classic car, there are a few things to keep in mind. Parts and maintenance can be a bit more expensive than with a newer vehicle, so it's important to budget accordingly. And while the seller mentions that this particular Corvette is in good condition, it's always a good idea to have a trusted mechanic give it a once-over before making a final decision. But if you're looking for a car that's got style, character, and plenty of old-school cool, it's hard to beat a classic Corvette. And at just $8,500, this 1978 model is a bargain compared to some of the other classic sports cars out there. So what are you waiting for? If you've always dreamed of owning a piece of American automotive history, this could be your chance. Head on over to Craigslist and check out the ad for yourself. Who knows? You might just fall in love with this beautiful blue Vette and make it your own. Happy driving. 2. We've got a real treat for you. A 1979 Camaro Berlinetta that's just begging for a new owner. This beauty is up for grabs on Craigslist for just $9,200, and let me tell you, it's a whole lot of car for the money. First off, let's talk about that iconic Camaro style. The Berlinetta was a special luxury trim package that added some serious class to the already cool Camaro. This particular example is rocking a fresh white paint job that's straight as an arrow, especially considering its age. It's clear that someone has put some serious love and care into this car. Under the hood, you'll find a bone-stock 350 V8 engine that's ready to rumble. Paired with an automatic transmission, this Camaro is a breeze to drive, whether you're cruising down the highway or tearing up the back roads. And with rear-wheel drive, you'll get that classic muscle car feel that's sure to put a smile on your face. Now, the seller does mention a few things that need attention. The air conditioning isn't working and needs to be converted over, and most of the interior needs to be redone. The headliner is in good shape, but the rest of the interior is pretty sun-aged. But hey, that's just part of the charm of owning a classic car, right? The good news is that this Camaro has been well maintained over the years. The seller mentions that it's a local Colorado car, which means it hasn't been exposed to the harsh salt and snow of other parts of the country. The floors, trunk, and frame rails are all in good shape, which is a big plus for a car of this age. And with $2K worth of recent service and a fresh emissions test, you can be confident that this Camaro is ready to hit the road. Now, the asking price of $9,200 might seem a bit steep for a car that needs some interior work. But when you consider the overall condition of the car, the recent service, and the fact that it's a genuine Berlinetta, it starts to look like a pretty solid deal. And who knows, with a little bit of elbow grease and some TLC, you could have this Camaro looking and running like new in no time. So if you're in the market for a classic muscle car with plenty of style and potential, this 1979 Camaro Berlinetta might just be the ride for you. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of automotive history. Head on over to Craigslist and check out the ad for yourself. And if you've got any questions, just shoot the seller a text. They'll be happy to give you all the details you need to make an informed decision. 3. Get ready to feast your eyes on this absolutely stunning 1979 Lincoln Continental Mark V, currently up for grabs on Craigslist for just $14,000. This is a rare opportunity to own a piece of American luxury car history in pristine condition. First off, can we just take a moment to appreciate the sheer presence of this vehicle? The Mark V was the epitome of luxury and style back in the late 70s, and this particular example is no exception. The The silver paint job is absolutely immaculate, and it's clear that this car has been cherished and well cared for by its mere 2 owners over the years. Under the hood, you'll find a smooth-running 8-cylinder engine that purrs like a kitten. Paired with a reliable automatic transmission and rear-wheel drive, this Lincoln is an absolute joy to drive. It's the kind of car that makes you feel like royalty every time you slip behind the wheel. Now here's where things get really impressive. According to the seller, this Mark V has only clocked 55,000 miles over its lifetime. That's incredibly low mileage for a car that's over 4 decades old. It's a testament to the exceptional care and maintenance this vehicle has received throughout its life. The seller also mentions that this Lincoln is always stored when not in use and has only been enjoyed during the summertime in Wisconsin. That means no harsh winter weather or salt to corrode or damage this beauty. It's been pampered and protected, and it shows in every gleaming curve and polished chrome detail. Unfortunately, the current owners have 2 businesses to run and simply don't have the time to give this Mark V the attention it deserves. That's where you come in, dear buyer. This is your chance to own a true collector's item, a car that's sure to turn heads and spark conversations wherever you go. And let's talk about that price tag for a moment. $14,000 might seem like a lot for a classic car, but when you consider the exceptional condition, low mileage, and sheer rarity of this Mark V, it starts to look like an absolute bargain. You'd be hard-pressed to find another example of this caliber on the market today. So if you're in the market for a luxurious, head-turning classic car that's been impeccably maintained and cherished, look no further than this Mark V. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Head on over to Craigslist and make this beauty yours before someone else snatches it up. Trust us, you won't regret it. 4. Feast your eyes on this incredible 1953 Oldsmobile Rocket 88, currently available on Craigslist for a very reasonable $8,500. This is a rare opportunity to own a piece of American automotive history that's sure to turn heads wherever you go. Now let's get one thing straight. This Olds isn't in perfect condition. The seller mentions a small ding on the hood and some clear coat flaking on the hood and trunk. But hey, that's just part of the charm of owning a classic car, right? The body is straight and in great shape overall. And the roof and visor have been repainted to give it a fresh, clean look. Under the hood, you'll find a Chevy 355 7LV8 engine that's just begging to be fired up. The seller mentions that the motor is currently pulled for an engine bay paint job and a motor mount that needs to be re-welded, so it's not currently drivable. But don't let that discourage you. All the parts are on hand and labeled, and the seller assures us that it ran great before disassembly. The interior of this Rocket 88 has been completely redone, and it looks absolutely stunning. The upholstery is fresh and clean, and it's clear that a lot of time and effort has gone into making this car look its best. It's the kind of interior that makes you feel like you've stepped back in time to the golden age of American automobiles. Now, let's talk about the history of the Oldsmobile Rocket 88. This car was a true game changer when it was first introduced in 1949. It was one of the first mainstream cars to feature a powerful V8 engine, and it quickly became a favorite among hot rodders and speed enthusiasts. The Rocket 88 is often credited with kicking off the muscle car era, and it's easy to see why. This car was built for speed and style. Of course, owning a classic car like this isn't for everyone. It takes a special kind of person to appreciate the quirks and challenges that come with a vehicle that's almost 70 years old. But if you're up for the challenge, the rewards are endless. Imagine cruising down the highway in this beautiful blue Rocket 88, feeling the wind in your hair and the rumble of that powerful V8 engine beneath you. It's an experience that simply can't be beat. So if you're ready to take on a new project and own a piece of American automotive history, this Oldsmobile might just be the car for you. And with the seller accepting cryptocurrency as payment, it's never been easier to make this classic beauty yours. Don't wait too long. Head on over to Craigslist and make an offer before someone else snatches up this incredible opportunity. 5. Get ready to feast your eyes on this incredible 1967 Ford Galaxy 500 that's just popped up on Craigslist. With an asking price of just $6,000, this is an opportunity you won't want to miss out on. First off, can we talk about that mileage? This beauty has only clocked 29,000 original miles, which is absolutely mind-blowing for a car that's over half a century old. It's clear that this Galaxy has been cherished and well maintained throughout its life, and it shows in every inch of its solid, sturdy frame. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the paint job. The seller admits that the car has been repainted and it's not the highest quality job out there. But you know what? That just adds to the charm and character of this classic ride. The imperfect paint gives it a sort of patina look that's all the rage these days, and it tells a story of a car that's been loved and enjoyed for decades. Under the hood, you'll find a 289 V8 engine that's paired with an automatic transmission. This is a classic Ford power plant that's known for its reliability and smooth performance, and it's sure to put a smile on your face every time you fire it up. And with new tires and the original hubcaps included, this Galaxy is ready to hit the road and turn heads wherever you go. But that's not all. The seller is also including some spare parts with the sale, which is a huge bonus for anyone looking to keep this beauty in top shape for years to come. And, according to the ad, everything on this car works just like it should, which is a testament to the care and attention it's received over the years. Now, I know what you might be thinking. $6,000 is still a decent chunk of change for a car that needs a bit of work. But when you consider the rarity and historical significance of this Galaxy 500, it starts to look like an absolute bargain. These cars are getting harder and harder to find in such great condition and with such low mileage to boot. So if you're in the market for a classic American muscle car that's dripping with character and charm, this might just be the one for you. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Head on over to Craigslist and make an offer before someone else snatches it up. Trust me, you won't regret it. 6. Have we got a treat for you today? Get ready to feast your eyes on this incredible 1958 Ford Thunderbird that's just hit the market on Craigslist. This isn't just any old T-Bird though. It's a full-blown resto mod that's been upgraded with some serious modern performance parts. And the best part? It can be yours for just $13,000 or best offer. Let's start with what's under the hood. This bird is powered by a Ford 4.6-liter engine that's paired with a 4-speed 4R70W transmission. With only 20,000 miles on the drivetrain, this thing is just getting broken in. And with Fomoco ceramic headers and a full custom exhaust system with Flowmasters, you can bet this thing sounds absolutely incredible when you fire it up. But the upgrades don't stop there. This T-Bird has been outfitted with a Ron Francis wiring harness, a PowerMaster alternator, and a cold air intake to keep that engine running cool and smooth. The door handles have been shaved for a sleek custom look, and the car has been fitted with new drum brakes, brake lines, fuel tank, and fuel lines. And with new tires and a fresh carpet kit, this thing is ready to hit the road in style. Now, the seller does mention that the interior and paint are a little rough, but that just adds to the character of this classic ride. And with all the work that's been done by professional shops, with receipts to prove it, you can rest assured that this bird has been well cared for over the years. Of course, there are a few things that still need to be addressed. The seller notes that the car needs airbags or springs, as well as door poppers. But these are relatively minor issues that can be easily tackled by any enthusiast with a little know-how and elbow grease. Overall, this Thunderbird Resto Mod is an absolute steal at just $13,000. With its classic good looks, modern performance upgrades, and turnkey reliability, this is a car that's sure to turn heads wherever you go. And with only 90,000 miles on the body, it's got plenty of life left in it. So if you're in the market for a one-of-a-kind classic car that's been upgraded with all the modern bells and whistles, this might just be the ride for you. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Head on over to Craigslist and make an offer before someone else snatches it up. Trust us, you won't regret it. 7. Get ready to feast your eyes on this absolutely stunning 1979 Ford F350 that's just hit the market on Craigslist. And the best part, it can be yours for just $12,500. First off, let's talk about the heart of this beast. Under the hood, you'll find a massive 460 cubic inch V8 engine that's paired with an automatic transmission. This thing is an absolute powerhouse, and it's ready to tackle any job you throw at it. And with only 75,000 miles on the odometer, this truck is just getting broken in. But what really sets this F350 apart is its incredible condition. The seller notes that this truck is all original, which is a rare find for a vehicle that's over 40 years old. The white paint job is absolutely stunning. And it's clear that this truck has been well cared for over the years. It's the kind of vehicle that's sure to turn heads wherever you go. Now, I know what you might be thinking. $12,500 is a lot of money for an old truck. But when you consider the rarity and condition of this F350, it starts to look like an absolute bargain. These classic Ford trucks are getting harder and harder to find in such great shape, and with such low mileage to boot. But don't just take my word for it. The seller mentions that this truck runs good and strong, which is a testament to the quality and durability of these old Fords. And with a clean Nevada title, you can rest assured that this truck has a clean bill of health and is ready to hit the road. So, if you're in the market for a classic American truck that's dripping with character and charm, this might just be the one for you. Imagine cruising down the highway in this beautiful white F350, feeling the rumble of that big 460 engine beneath you. It's an experience that simply can't be beat. Of course, as with any classic vehicle, there may be a few quirks and imperfections, but that's just part of the charm of owning a piece of automotive history. And with a little bit of love and care, this truck will keep on running strong for years to come. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to Craigslist and make this F350 yours before someone else snatches it up. Trust me, you won't regret it. This is the kind of truck that will make you the envy of every classic car show and cruise night in town. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to own a piece of American automotive history. 8. Get ready to feast your eyes on this incredible 1968 Ford Torino that's just hit the market on Craigslist. This is a true survivor car that's loaded with original features and charm, and it can be yours for just $12,500. First off, let's talk about the condition of this beauty. The seller notes that this Torino still has its original paint, which is a rare find for a car that's over 50 years old. The headliner is in good shape, and the floors, trunk, and body rails are all rust-free. That's a testament to the quality and durability of these classic Fords. Under the hood, you'll find a numbers-matching 302 V8 engine with an F-code designation. This is the original power plant that came with the car from the factory, and it's sure to put a smile on your face every time you fire it up. The engine is paired with an automatic transmission, making this Torino a breeze to drive. But what really sets this car apart is its incredible level of originality. The glass, carpet, and even the California title are all original to the car. The seller mentions that they purchased the car from a friend who bought it from the original owner. So you know it's got a clean and well-documented history. Of course, this Torino isn't perfect, but that's just part of the charm of owning a survivor car. The seller notes that the carpet and bench seat could use some attention, but these are relatively minor issues that can be easily addressed. And with a host of recent updates, including a new radiator, water pump, power brake booster, and more, this car is ready to hit the road and turn heads wherever you go. One of the coolest features of this Torino is the new stereo system that's been installed inside the glove box. With Bluetooth connectivity, you can easily stream your favorite tunes while cruising down the highway in classic style. Now, I know what you might be thinking. $12,500 is a lot of money for an old car. But when you consider the rarity and originality of this Torino, it starts to look like an absolute bargain. These cars are getting harder and harder to find in such great condition and with such a clean history to boot. The seller notes that this Torino is a daily driver that runs great and can be driven home with no issues. That's the kind of reliability and functionality that you just don't find in many classic cars these days. And with a little bit of love and care, this car will keep on running strong for years to come. So if you're in the market for a true survivor car that's dripping with character and charm, this might just be the one for you. Imagine cruising down the highway in this beautiful blue Torino, feeling the rumble of that original 302 engine beneath you. It's an experience that simply can't be beat. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to Craigslist and make this Ford yours before someone else snatches it up. Trust me, you won't regret it. This is the kind of car that will make you the envy of every classic car show and cruise night in town. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to own a piece of American automotive history. 9. Get ready to fall in love with this incredible 1964 Plymouth Valiant that's just hit the market on Craigslist. This beauty is being offered for sale at $14,500, and let me tell you, it's worth every penny. First off, let's talk about the history of this car. The seller purchased it from the original owner, which is always a great sign. It's clear that this Valiant has been cherished and well cared for throughout its life. The seller even mentions that they grew up with a Valiant themselves, so you know they have a personal connection to this car. Now let's dive into the details. The engine has been completely rebuilt just a few years ago, and it has less than 20,000 miles on it since then. The odometer reads just over 100,000 miles in total, which is incredibly low for a car of this age. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful 225 slant-6 engine that starts right up and runs like a dream. The seller notes that this car has been serviced and maintained its whole life, and they would trust it as a daily driver. That's a testament to the reliability and durability of these classic Plymouths. Moving on to the exterior, this Valiant is in very good condition for its age. It's all original and stock with just a few minor blemishes like dings and chips. But overall, it's been mostly garage kept and still shines up nicely with a good wash and wax. There's no rust to be found, and the car has a clean title with no accidents. It even has its original black license plate, which is a cool touch. The seller also mentions that it has a new convertible top and the original boot, so you can enjoy some top-down cruising in style. Inside, the interior is also in very good condition with minimal wear and tear. Everything works as it should, including the factory power top. It's all stock and original, which is getting harder and harder to find these days. Now, I know what you might be thinking. $14,500 is a lot of money for an old car. But when you consider the low mileage, the rebuilt engine, the excellent condition, and the rarity of a convertible Valiant, it starts to look like a pretty good deal. These cars are getting harder and harder to find in such great shape, and they're only going to go up in value as time goes on. The seller does mention that they're selling the car due to a financial decision related to some home remodeling. It's always tough to let go of a beloved classic car, but their loss could be your gain. The seller hopes that the right buyer will get this car and appreciate it for the true beauty that it is. So if you're in the market for a classic convertible that's reliable, stylish, and full of character, this Valiant might just be the one for you. Don't miss out on the opportunity to own a piece of automotive history. Head on over to Craigslist and make this beauty yours before someone else snatches it up. 10. Do we have a treat for you? Get ready to feast your eyes on this incredible 1950 Packard 8 Touring sedan that's just hit the market on Craigslist. And the best part, it can be yours for just $9,900. Now, I know what you might be thinking, a non-running car for nearly 10 grand, but hear me out. This Packard is a true barn find, and it's got a history that's sure to make any classic car enthusiast swoon. The seller bought it just a year ago from a pre-estate sale, and it turns out the previous owner was a serious car show enthusiast. In fact, this very Packard was featured in multiple shows, including the 1986 Expo World Fair. That's some serious provenance right there. But what really sets this Packard apart is its condition. The seller notes that the car is solid and has absolutely no rust. That's a rare find for a car that's over 70 years old, and it's a testament to the care and attention that the previous owner lavished on this beauty. It's clear that this Packard was loved and cherished throughout its life. Now let's talk about the potential of this car. Sure, it's not running at the moment, but that just means it's a blank canvas waiting for the right person to bring it back to life. Imagine the satisfaction of getting this Packard running again, of hearing that straight 8 engine purr like it did back in 1950. It's a project that any true car lover would relish. And let's not forget about the style of this car. The Packard 8 Touring sedan is a true classic, with lines that are both elegant and timeless. It's the kind of car that turns heads wherever it goes, and it's sure to be the star of any car show or cruise night. Of course, taking on a project like this isn't for everyone. It takes time, money, and a whole lot of patience. But if you're the kind of person who loves a challenge and has a passion for bringing old cars back to life, this Packard might just be the one for you. The seller mentions that they originally bought this car with the intention of getting it running and driving it themselves. But as often happens with classic car projects, life got in the way. Between house renovations, boats, and a '57 Pontiac, which sounds like a pretty sweet ride in its own right, they simply don't have the time to give this Packard the attention it deserves. But their loss could be your gain. The seller hopes that this Packard will go to a good home, to someone who will appreciate it for the piece of history that it is. And with a price tag of just $9,900, it's an opportunity that's hard to pass up. So if you're ready to take on a new project and bring a piece of automotive history back to life, this Packard might just be the car for you. Don't let this chance slip away. Head on over to Craigslist and make an offer before someone else snaps it up. 11. Get ready to feast your eyes on this incredible 1965 Dodge Custom 880 convertible that's just popped up on Craigslist. With an asking price of $12,950, this is an opportunity you won't want to miss out on. First off, let's talk about the history of this beauty. While it's not certain where it was originally sold, we do know that the second owner purchased it in the late 70s at Bill Breck Dodge in Tucson, Arizona. In a cool twist of fate, he ended up trading it in years later, only to buy it back for his son from the same dealer. Talk about a car that's meant to be in the family. Now, I'll be honest, this Dodge has seen better days. It spent about 17 years in outdoor covered storage, exposed to the elements after the top deteriorated. When it first came out of storage, it looked like a sad state of affairs. But as the saying goes, it's always darkest before the dawn. A major cleanup revealed the true potential of this classic Mopar. It's got all the features you'd want in a 65 convertible: power steering, power brakes, dual exhaust, factory AC, and power windows. It's even got those cool spinner hubcaps, a tonneau cover, and an AM radio, although the radio doesn't currently work. Under the hood, this Dodge has been given some much-needed love. It's got a new water pump, fresh oil and filter, a rebuilt carburetor, and a new fuel tank and sending unit. The brake fluid has been flushed too. At this point, the old Dodge starts, runs, shifts, drives, and stops pretty darn well. Of course, it's not perfect. The speedometer and odometer don't work, and it still needs new tires, some interior work, and a new top. The front windows work, but the rear quarter windows don't. The power top works, but it leaks. And during its time in storage, some water must have accumulated in the trunk and lower quarters, leading to a bit of rust, but nothing too bad. But here's the thing. This car has so much potential. With a little bit of elbow grease and some TLC, it could be an absolute stunner. Imagine cruising down the highway with the top down, feeling the wind in your hair and the rumble of that powerful V8 engine. It's the kind of experience that every classic car lover dreams of. And at just $12,950, this Dodge is a bargain compared to some of the other classic convertibles out there. Sure, it needs some work, but that's half the fun of owning a vintage car. It's a chance to put your own stamp on a piece of automotive history and bring it back to its former glory. So if you're ready to take on a new project and make this Dodge your own, don't hesitate. Head on over to Craigslist and make an offer before someone else snatches it up. With a little bit of love and care, this classic Mopar could be the ride of your dreams. 12. Get ready to feast your eyes on this incredible 1984 Chevrolet Camaro Roadster that's just hit the market on Craigslist. And let me tell you, this isn't just any old Camaro. It's a rare gem that's sure to make any enthusiast weak in the knees. First off, let's talk about just how special this car is. According to the seller, less than 1,000 of these Roadsters were ever made. That's right, this is a true collector's item that you won't find just anywhere. And the best part? It can be yours for just $15,000. But rarity alone isn't enough to justify that price tag. No, this Camaro has been seriously upgraded with some top-notch performance parts. Under the hood, you'll find a 350 engine that's been fitted with an Edelbrock manifold, headers, and a small cam. That means this baby's got some serious power to back up its good looks. And speaking of looks, just feast your eyes on that stunning red paint job. The seller notes that there's no rust to be found on this car, which is a testament to how well it's been cared for over the years. The custom top is brand new too, so you can cruise in style with the wind in your hair. But the upgrades don't stop there. This Camaro's been fitted with some seriously cool Boyd Coddington wheels that are sure to turn heads wherever you go. And with Coney shocks and Eibach springs, you can bet this thing handles like a dream on the road. Now I know what you might be thinking. $15,000 is a lot of money for a car that's almost 40 years old. But when you consider the rarity, the upgrades, and the overall condition of this Camaro, it starts to look like a pretty sweet deal. These cars are only going to go up in value as time goes on, and finding one in such great shape is getting harder and harder. Plus, let's be real, there's just something special about driving a classic car like this. The rumble of that 350 engine, the feel of the wind in your face, the envious looks from other drivers as you cruise by. It's an experience that simply can't be beat. So if you're ready to make this Chevrolet your own, don't hesitate. Head on over to Craigslist and make an offer before someone else snatches it up. With a car this rare and this cool, you know it won't last long. And if you do end up taking this beauty home, be prepared for all the attention you're going to get. People are going to stop you at gas stations, ask you about the car at stoplights, and give you a thumbs up as you drive by. But that's just part of the fun of owning a classic like this. So what are you waiting for? Make this Camaro yours today and start living the dream. 13. Get ready to feast your eyes on this incredible 1968 Dodge Coronet 440 that's just hit the market on Craigslist. If you're a lover of classic American muscle, this is a car that's sure to make your heart race. First off, let's talk about the condition of this beauty. The seller notes that the car is complete, runs, and stops, which is always a good sign for a classic car. It's got a 318 engine under the hood, paired with an automatic transmission, so you know it's got plenty of power to get you down the road. The car's also been fitted with some sweet new Cooper Cobra 70s tires, which give it a great stance and plenty of grip. The electrical system seems to be in good working order too, which is always a plus with an older car like this. Now, I'll be honest, this Coronet isn't perfect. The seller notes that there's some rust in the quarters and underneath, which is pretty common for a car of this age. But the good news is that the floors and trunk seem to be holding up well, so it's not like the whole car is falling apart. The interior does need some work though. The seats and other interior bits will need to be redone at some point, and the speedometer is a bit noisy. But hey, that's just part of the charm of owning a classic car, right? Despite these flaws, this Coronet is still a great find. The trim is almost all there, the bumpers are pretty clean, and the dash is in decent shape. The glass is all complete too, which is a big plus. And can we just take a moment to appreciate that original red paint job? It's a bit faded and worn in spots, but that just adds to the character of this classic Mopar. You can tell this car has seen some things in its day, and that's what makes it so cool. Now, the seller does note that this Coronet needs a restoration, but that's the beauty of a car like this. It's a blank canvas waiting for you to put your own stamp on it. Imagine the satisfaction of bringing this classic back to its former glory, of seeing it shine like it did when it rolled off the assembly line in 1968. Of course, taking on a project like this isn't for everyone. It takes time, money, and a whole lot of patience. But if you're the kind of person who loves a challenge and has a passion for classic cars, this Coronet might just be the one for you. The seller is asking $13,900 for this beauty, which might seem like a lot for a car that needs work. But when you consider the rarity and potential of a classic Mopar like this, it starts to look like a pretty good deal. These cars are only going to go up in value as time goes on, and finding one that's as complete and original as this one is getting harder and harder. So if you're ready to take on a new project and make this Coronet 440 your own, don't hesitate. The seller has a clean title and isn't interested in any trades, so you know they're serious about finding the right buyer for this car. And if you do end up taking this Coronet home, be prepared for all the attention you're going to get. People are going to stop and stare when they see this classic Mopar cruising down the street. And you'll be the talk of every car show and cruise night you attend. So what are you waiting for? Make this Dodge yours today and start living the classic car dream. 14. Get ready to feast your eyes on this incredible 1980 Oldsmobile Cutlass that's just hit the market on Craigslist. If you're looking for a clean, one-owner classic that's ready to cruise, this might just be the car for you. First off, let's talk about the condition of this beauty. The seller notes that it's in excellent shape, and from the looks of it, they're not exaggerating. This Cutlass has been well cared for over the years, and it shows in every detail. Under the hood, you'll find a strong V6 engine that runs like a top. The seller mentions that there's minimal wear and tear, which is impressive for a car that's over 40 years old. And with a clean California title and current smog certification, you know this car is ready to hit the road. Now, let's talk about the styling of this Cutlass. The yellow paint job is absolutely stunning, and it's sure to turn heads wherever you go. The car has been kept mostly stock, with the exception of the 14x7 wire wheels that give it a bit of a lowrider vibe. But don't worry, if that's not your style, the seller still has the original rally wheels that came with the car. Inside, the interior looks to be in great shape as well. The seller doesn't mention any specific details, but from the photos, it looks like a comfortable and well-maintained space that's perfect for cruising. Now, I know what you might be thinking. $7,000 is a lot of money for an old Oldsmobile. But hear me out. This isn't just any old car, it's a one-owner classic that's been meticulously cared for over the years. It's got a clean title, a strong engine, and a look that's sure to turn heads. Plus, the seller mentions that the price is negotiable if you don't want the wire wheels. And let's be real, there's just something special about driving a classic car like this. The feel of the steering wheel in your hands, the rumble of the engine, the envious looks from other drivers as you cruise by. It's an experience that simply can't be beat. Of course, as with any classic car, there may be a few quirks and imperfections, but that's just part of the charm of owning a piece of automotive history. And with a car that's been as well maintained as this one, you can be confident that any issues will be minor and easily addressed. So if you're ready to make this Cutlass your own, don't hesitate. The seller is asking $7,000, but they're open to negotiation, especially if you don't want the wire wheels. And with a car this clean and well cared for, you know it won't last long on the market. Imagine cruising down the street in this beautiful yellow Cutlass, feeling the wind in your hair and the sun on your face. It's the kind of experience that every classic car lover dreams of, and it could be yours with this incredible find on Craigslist. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to Craigslist and make an offer on this stunning Oldsmobile before someone else snatches it up. Trust me, you won't regret it. This is the kind of car that will bring a smile to your face every time you get behind the wheel. And it's sure to be the star of any car show or cruise night you attend. 15. All right, let's dive a little deeper into this 1968 Pontiac Grand Prix, shall we? The Pontiac Grand Prix has always been known for its perfect blend of luxury and performance, and this 68 model is no exception. The two-door hardtop coupe body style is a classic design that exudes elegance and style. The sleek lines and muscular stance of this car are sure to turn heads wherever you go. Now let's talk about that engine again. The 400 Ci/6 6LV8 is a true powerhouse, churning out an impressive 350 horsepower. This engine was a popular choice for Pontiac's performance models back in the day, and for good reason. It delivers a thrilling driving experience with plenty of low-end torque for quick acceleration and high-end power for top speed runs. And with the 3-speed turbo-hydromatic 400 transmission, you'll have smooth, crisp shifts that keep you in the power band. The custom green paint job on this Grand Prix is a bold choice, but it works well with the car's classic lines. It's a color that you don't see too often on these old muscle cars, which makes it all the more special. The paint appears to be in good condition based on the photos, but as with any classic car, a thorough inspection is always recommended. Inside, you'll find a spacious and comfortable interior that's perfect for cruising. The Grand Prix was known for its upscale amenities, and this 68 model doesn't disappoint. The seats are plush and supportive, and there's plenty of room for passengers in the back. The dashboard is a work of art, with a sleek, minimalist design that's both functional and stylish. One thing to keep in mind with a classic car like this is that it may require some ongoing maintenance and care. These old muscle cars can be a bit finicky at times, and parts can be harder to come by than with newer vehicles. However, for many enthusiasts, that's all part of the charm. There's something deeply satisfying about working on a classic car and keeping it in top shape. At the end of the day, this Grand Prix is a true gem. It's got the perfect combination of style, power, and comfort, all wrapped up in a classic package. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just looking for a fun weekend cruiser, this car is definitely worth considering. And at $14,995, it's a lot of car for the money. So, what do you think? Are you ready to make this Pontiac your own? If so, don't hesitate to reach out to the seller and schedule a test drive. Who knows? You might just fall in love with this classic beauty and decide to take it home. Happy shopping, car enthusiasts! 16. Let's talk a little more about the history of the Oldsmobile 98. This was the top-of-the-line model for Oldsmobile back in the day, and it was known for its luxurious features and powerful performance. The 98 series first debuted way back in 1940. And it quickly established itself as a favorite among discerning buyers who wanted the best of the best. Fast forward to 1968, and the 98 was still going strong. This particular model year is especially sought after among collectors, thanks to its sleek styling and impressive mechanical specs. The 455 V8 under the hood was one of the largest engines available at the time, and it delivered the kind of smooth, effortless power that made cruising down the highway a true joy. Of course, the convertible version of the 98 is even more desirable. There's just something about the feeling of the wind in your hair and the sun on your face that makes driving a classic drop-top an unforgettable experience. And with the 98's spacious interior and plush seating, you and your passengers will be riding in the lap of luxury. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. A car this old must be a hassle to maintain, right? Well, think again. The great thing about classic Oldsmobiles is that they were built to last. With proper care and regular maintenance, this 98 convertible will keep running strong for years to come. And thanks to the active community of Oldsmobile enthusiasts out there, finding parts and support is easier than you might think. At the end of the day, owning a classic car like this 98 convertible is about more than just transportation. It's about the joy of the open road, the satisfaction of preserving a piece of automotive history, and the pride of knowing that you've got something truly special in your garage. So if you've been dreaming of experiencing the classic car lifestyle, this is your chance. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. With its powerful engine, luxurious features, and timeless style, this 1968 Oldsmobile 98 convertible is the perfect way to make your classic car dreams a reality. Give the seller a call today and get ready to start your journey into the wonderful world of vintage automobiles. 17. We've got a real treat for you. A 1976 Pontiac Grand Prix that's currently up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is priced at $9,900, and let me tell you, it's a deal you don't want to miss. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A car from the 70s? Is it really worth it? Well, let me break it down for you. This Grand Prix is in good condition, according to the seller. It's got a clean title, and it's a coupe, which means it's got that classic sporty look that we all love. Under the hood, you'll find a smooth-running Pontiac 350 cubic inch V8 engine with a 2-barrel carburetor. That's right, this baby's got 8 cylinders of pure power. And with rear-wheel drive, you'll feel that power every time you hit the gas. But it's not just about the engine, folks. This Grand Prix has a nice interior, cold AC, and hot heat. So whether you're cruising down the highway on a hot summer day or bundled up on a chilly winter night, you'll be riding in comfort. Now, I do have to be honest with you. The seller does mention that the car needs some rust repair and a new paint job to be a true show car. But hey, that's just an opportunity for you to put your own personal touch on this classic ride. And if you're not looking for a show car, you can enjoy it just the way it is. The seller seems sincere in their description, and they're encouraging potential buyers to come check out the car in person and take it for a test drive. They're confident that once you see it and feel the power behind the wheel, you'll be ready to talk numbers. So what are you waiting for? If you're in the market for a classic American muscle car with plenty of character, this Grand Prix might just be the one for you. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Head on over to Craigslist and check it out before someone else snaps it up. 18. Feast your eyes on this stunning 1985 Pontiac Fiero GT, currently up for grabs on Craigslist for just $13,000. This beauty is a true classic, and it's in like-new condition, so you know it's been well-loved and cared for. First off, can we just take a moment to appreciate that vibrant red exterior with those sleek silver accents? This Fiero is a head-turner, no doubt about it. And when you slip inside, you'll be greeted by a sophisticated gray and silver cloth interior that's as comfortable as it is stylish. Now let's talk about what's under the hood. This Fiero GT is packing a powerful 2.8L V6 engine, paired with a smooth 4-speed manual transmission. That's right, this is a car that demands to be driven. And with rear-wheel drive, you'll feel every bit of that power as you hit the open road. But this Fiero isn't just about raw power. It's also got all the creature comforts you could want, like air conditioning for those hot summer drives and a removable glass roof for when you want to let the wind blow through your hair. And check this out. It's even got a rare AM/FM cassette push-button radio, so you can rock out to your favorite tunes and style. Safety-wise, this Fiero has got you covered with power brakes that provide reliable stopping power. And with a tilt steering wheel, you can find the perfect driving position for those long hauls. Now, here's the really cool part. This Fiero has been upgraded with an Indie scoop on the back, giving it a seriously futuristic look that's sure to turn heads. It's the same scoop that was on the Fiero pace car, so you know it's legit. At the end of the day, this Pontiac is a true testament to American automotive engineering. It's got classic sports car style, modern features, and just 10,800 miles on the odometer. That's right, this car is practically a time capsule. So if you're in the market for a one-of-a-kind classic sports car that's sure to turn heads and drop jaws, look no further than this Fiero GT. With its like-new condition, low mileage, and killer features, this is an opportunity you won't want to miss. Trust me, folks, this car is the real deal, and at just $13,000, it's a steal. Don't sleep on this one. Head on over to Craigslist and make it yours today. 19. We've got something truly special for you. A 1964 Chevrolet Corvair convertible that's sure to turn heads and drop jaws. This beauty is currently up for grabs on Craigslist, and let me tell you, it's an opportunity you won't want to miss. First off, can we just take a moment to appreciate the excellent condition of this classic ride? According to the seller, this Corvair is a gorgeous condo car that's been meticulously maintained and garage kept. That means you're getting a car that's been loved and cared for, and it shows in every gleaming inch of that stunning blue paint job. Under the hood, you'll find a peppy 6-cylinder engine that's ready to take you on all sorts of adventures. And with rear-wheel drive and an automatic transmission, this Corvair is a breeze to drive, whether you're cruising down the highway or navigating city streets. But let's be real. The real appeal of this car is the fun factor. As the seller says, there are lots of laughs in this 64. And with a convertible top that lets you feel the wind in your hair and the sun on your face, you'll be grinning from ear to ear every time you get behind the wheel. Plus, this Corvair has just been serviced, so you know it's ready to hit the road at a moment's notice. The seller even mentions that it's a turnkey straight-to-the-beach kind of car, and with room for your chairs and cooler, you'll be ready for all sorts of summer adventures. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A classic car like this must come with a hefty price tag. But here's the thing. This Chevrolet is priced at just $15,000. For a car in this condition with this kind of history and style, that's an absolute steal. And if you're worried about the logistics of getting this beauty home, don't be. The seller is offering delivery options, and they even mention that cryptocurrency is accepted as payment. Talk about convenience. At the end of the day, this Corvair convertible is a true gem. It's a piece of automotive history that's been lovingly maintained and is ready for its next owner to create some unforgettable memories behind the wheel. So if you're in the market for a classic ride that's equal parts style and substance, look no further than this incredible Corvair. But don't just take my word for it. Head on over to Craigslist and check out the listing for yourself. And if you're ready to make this beauty yours, don't hesitate. A car like this won't stay on the market for long. Trust me, folks, this is the kind of opportunity that only comes along once in a blue moon. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of automotive history. 20. All right, let's take a closer look at this 1975 Lincoln Town Car that's currently up for grabs on Craigslist for a cool $6,500. Now, I gotta say, this ride is a real blast from the past, and it's got some serious style. First off, let's talk about the condition. The seller says it's in good shape, and I'm inclined to believe them. With just 79,000 miles on the odometer, this baby's barely broken in. Sure, it's got a few battle scars, but hey, that just adds to its character. The best part, no rust. That's right, this Lincoln has managed to avoid the tinworm, which is a real testament to how well it's been cared for. Under the hood, you'll find a 302 cubic inch V8 engine. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That's got to be a real gas guzzler. But the seller assures us that it's not too bad on fuel, so you can cruise around town without breaking the bank. Now, there are a couple of minor issues to note. The air conditioning hasn't been charged, so you might have to roll down the windows on those hot summer days. And the headliner is starting to sag a bit at one end, but that's just a small detail that adds to the car's vintage charm. The seller mentions that they've lost their indoor storage, which is why they're letting this beauty go. They don't want to see that sweet vinyl roof exposed to the harsh summer sun for too long, but hey, their loss is your gain. All in all, this town car seems like a solid deal. It's rust-free, has low mileage, and comes with a clean title. The price is right too. The seller says it's priced to sell, so you can just cruise it on home. If you're in the market for a classic ride with plenty of style and character, this might just be the one for you.